All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. And today, uh, I want to take a few minutes just to go over what I've implemented in this little project. If you're developing HPC capable algorithms, sometimes you will have to test your algorithms using like a set of experiments, and it can be very demanding if you have to do it manually, because imagine you have like 16 experiments that you have to conduct. You have so many algorithms that you have to try with different configurations, and you think about it, you will have to go. I mean, if you're using it, if you have access to any HPC server, which I believe is the ideal situation for you if you're doing anything like HPC related. You want to have an HPC server because over there you have a bigger power, computing power, right? You have more resources. You have maybe like it's easier for your laptop to just load the job over there and process what you have to process rather than trying to run everything from your local machine. I know you remember the previous series we were talking about doing things in our local machine, but then at some point I mentioned that we also want to try doing something, working on any HPC server where we have access. So that's why I decided to do this. So basically it is like you can use to somehow make it easier for you. Like you can just set up all your scripts or program or everything you want to use and use the tool to load everything on the HPC server and check the status of a specific program if you have a specific program running up there. Or you can even customize it and make it so that if you have a few of them, you can check the status of that list of programs that you're running up there. So that's the idea behind this. Very simple, nothing crazy, just like what I would explain now in terms of how the framework is working. So we have these components and I have labeled them so that you can have an idea of what is working or what is interacting with what, right? The number one is the terminal app. This is we had this problem in the beginning where we were trying to avoid using the terminal to log into the HPC server. So I couldn't find an easy way to do that. So for now, we just use the terminal app and use the SSH command to log in. The item number two is your framework. That's the tool that I developed to, continuously communicate with the HPC server. There was another word that I wanted to use, but I don't know if I want to use it now. I feel lazy, so I'm not sure I will be able to pronounce it properly. Number three is the internal storage. That is your hard drive or any disk, external drive that you can connect to your laptop. Number four is your laptop. That's just your local machine. Could be your laptop, could be your desktop, depends on what you're using. Number five is the HPC server. Now over there's a reason why I have number five and number six. Most of the time, I don't know how they all function, but most of the time when you log into the HPC server, you have like a little box that is for you. That is where you can, for example, load your data, save them there before you actually start running a specific program using the resource that is available over there. So you have that little place, which is number six. That's a personal session. Then you have the network, the cluster network, or the nodes, or the CPUs that you can use to run your job. So that's why I made this, so that you can really understand what is the difference between the moment you log in and the place where you run your program. It's not really like those are two separate places, but the idea is really like that. You have your little box, and your little box can now start a job in that bigger number five room. So that's how I picture that environment. And so the way it's gonna work here is the step it's a very simple SSH command that you will use to log into the HPC server. Step number 2, we just check. We want to see if we are actually capable, able to, communicate with the server. So we ask the server something and see if it's responding, right? The easiest way that I thought I could, implement that mechanism was with the ls command. So ask, for example, how many, what are the items in your session. The moment you log in, you can list all of those. So if you have folders there, if you have files there, you can list them. So I will have that list saved in the text file that I can download using the SCP. So I copy that file from the server to my local machine, and number 2 can read that file and display the output on your screen. Easy. Step number 3 is basically now what we want to do is I want to make a specific folder on the HPC session where I know I will save all my data, where I know I will, for example, load all the script that I have. This is a very good practice because you don't want to mix everything up. Imagine you have several projects that you're working on. Normally you would do this on your terminal. When you have your HPC session open, you can do it over there simply, very like a simple command like the make d folder name. That will work, that will do. But we want to make this more interesting, more like we want to make it funnier. I want to enjoy this a little bit, and so I do this from the application. Very simple. Again, I use an SSH command. The SSH is basically saying this user has a personal session, and in that personal session I want you to create this folder. That's what this line is. So when I have that, now I can go and my tool will find a folder where the user will have to tell the tool this is the folder where you have the scripts. So that's why I said tell me, there's no me there, but yeah, tell me where you have your some scripts basically, and you will tell the tool I have it in this folder, and I have the name of that folder. Now I can copy or I can upload all the files from my local machine to the HPC server using a very simple SCP command. Again, very basic, very simple. It shouldn't be difficult for you to reproduce this on your own based on what you have and what are the configuration in your machine. Should be very simple. That's number 5. Step number 6 is when I know I have all the scripts now on my HPC session, I can start. Again, starting can be done. You can have your HPC session open and you just type the command on your terminal and it will start the job. Or because I have this tool now, I can start the job from my tool, right? Basically, again, SSH because I want to access this specific personal session, and from that point I want to run this script, this command, SBatch subscript. So it's going to start my job and I can start monitoring now. What is the stage? Are we still running? Are we done? Are we waiting for enough resources to start my job? That's how you do it. And I remember saying this in the beginning of this series. The communication is very simple. Communication here is based on file exchange. So I have a set of text files that I make on the HPC side. On the server side, I can download them into my local machine. My tool can read those and understand what is happening up there, and depending on what I'm reading when I download some of them, I can start some other actions, which means I can have this real-time communication framework where I have a few things in my local machine that I want to do in a specific sequence, or I want to do some of them in parallel. So I have one task running here and another task waiting maybe, or another third task running there. So I can do all those things just exchanging files and understanding what is happening on the server side and what has to be done next, right? So very simple. Text files, we upload, we download, we read, we understand, and we go on to the next action to take. So when the job is done, all you have to do is to download back all the data that you need to download back and delete everything on that side that you have to delete. So make sure you are not saturating this space for no reason. So number 6 should always be not empty, but you should never keep something there that you're not going to be using anymore. So if you're done using something, you can remove it there because you still have it in your local machine, so it's fine if you remove it there. I don't know how much space you have when you log into your session, but for me, for example, I don't have that much, so I can't really afford saving too much files over there. So whenever I'm done using something there, I would just flush the main folder over there, or like the root folder, to make sure I have enough space to load anything that I want to use. So that's how I do it. And when you're done, that's over. So I will just do this. I will add a very short, I think I have uploaded something like this yesterday, but I will add a very short video just showing you how the application actually works. How it works, very simple. Like I said, you set up the output folder, you set up the local folder where you have the scripts, you load all your script on the server side, you select the specific job to run, you start the job. Now when you start the job, your tool after 6 seconds is checking the status of that job. Is it done? Is it still running? So when it's done, you'll have a prompt, like a message saying, okay, the job is completed. So you can now grab the result and take on move to the next actions. So that's all you have to do. So I think right now we just had the little clip right after this.